And now, Giant Sports Talk Live. Here are your hosts, Eric and Glenn.
We're talking Giants every day. From McCovey Cove to the Oracle Park lights, Eric and Glenn keep the fire burning bright, fighting for the glory, no matter what it costs us, breaking down the moments from the wins to the losses. Giant Sports Talk, we're here for the ride. Eric and Glenn with the fan base pride, talking dreams, will they contend? But we'll back the Giants till the very end. Let's go, Giants! Yes, yes, yes! Oh! Eric and Glenn breaking it down, all Giants all the time.
All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Giant Sports Talk Live. The boys are back in town, right? We got the full crew. Glenn is here, Lou is here, and more importantly, Friday night is here, baby. Woo! Let's go! Friday night, ready to do it again. Weekend is upon us. Matter of fact, holiday weekend, right? President's Day coming up on Monday. But yeah, back here Friday night, talk some more Giants baseball. I kind of teased it on Friday or Wednesday, right there, Lou. I want to talk about Rafael Devers, and that's what we'll do today. But there's also some other baseball news. We could get that out of the way. But before we do, Glenn, what's up, man?
Hey, brother. Happy Valentine's Day to our lover down there, Lou. You said it was a special weekend. It's Lou's weekend. Every time I think of Valentine's Day, I think of my buddy down there giving out romantic tips on a nightly basis. I missed Wednesday's tip of the week, but we'll see how this one unfolds heading into Valentine's Day. I'm trying to muster up some love for the San Francisco Giants, Eric. That's about it.
I know you're having a tough time of it. I get it. I understand. Hey, Giants made some other moves today. We'll get into that. But Lou, what's up, man? How was your?
How you doing, guys? Good to see you guys. Friday night, little dancing, break in. You know,
nice.
And I'm going to give one little piece of advice since tomorrow's Valentine's Day, guys. Don't try so hard. She already said yes. Just be yourself.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Look at that. Wise words from good old Lou Marston. Right on. Woo! All right. Look at this. There's already debate going on about Devers. I see it out there. That's funny. Hey, it's fun. It's baseball talk. That's what we're going to do. But before we get into that, the big news, about an hour or so ago, somewhere around there, Zach Gallen going back to Arizona on a one-year deal. Made sense to me, honestly. No, what team out there is going to want to spin that penalty, right? You're going to lose a second-round pick. You're going to lose $500,000. For Zach Gallen, look, I'm not trying to put him down. I don't want to make it sound that way, but I'm just saying with the type of year he had like year, that would be a huge risk to go out there and give away such resources to sign Zach Gallen. So it made sense. Arizona doesn't have to pay the penalty since he's going back to his original team. Hey, it makes Arizona better to a certain extent. We'll see. If he has a bounce back year, it looks good. If he doesn't, well, maybe it bites him in the butt. What'd you think of that move there, Glenn?
First thing I thought was, and I've said it to you the last couple of weeks, Eric, you got to take care of your own business, but you're playing teams in this division, and you can't just say, well, we got better. Other teams make moves, bringing back Gallen. Now we got to face him throughout the season, Eric. Other teams take care of their business too. So it's a good move, I thought, for Arizona. I think you're absolutely correct. Given the financials, it was the best thing for him and for the team, and primarily everybody else in baseball who didn't want to spend that extra money.
Makes sense. Lou, what you think?
Basic makes us the fourth best team in the NL West. And because they have teams above us that are all complete, offensively, defensively, pitching, bullpen, and that's where the Giants lack a little bit. And I know we'll bring it up tonight, but we still have questions about our bullpen. I saw an article yesterday. It wasn't from John Shea, unfortunately. So I know it was from NBC Sports.
I know where you're going. You talking about Greg Johnson?
No. Talking about a reliever. Somehow he figured out his problem.
Oh,
to me, I don't understand if you're a stopper. Why couldn't you figure out the problem last season? And you need a whole.
He is the problem, Lou. He is.
I agree.
Problem.
So I think it's just something where I think the Giants about 4 years ago they put the new rule in effect where the Giants sort of get lucky that they don't have to play their own division 18 games, 9-9. They get benefits because last year, imagine if we had to play the Dodgers 18 times, Padres 18 times, Arizona, and that's where they got to take care of their business. And I think with the bullpen now, Arizona, all the teams above us, we were happy that. And again, what's amazing about our show, the way you guys set it up, and I'm so glad to be part of it. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 48 hours, everything changes. The Giants have a great time. 48 hours later, we're sort of upset because now the teams above us, where we took 2 steps and we were climbing, they now get to take 2 steps. And now they're still ahead of us. So, but hey, baseball's starting. I know next weekend they're going to start doing WBC stuff. The position players are showing up. So, hey, baseball's around the corner. And I will say one thing, now that football is behind us, I went to Pete's Coffee today and I saw not 1, but not 2, but 3 people with merch, Giants merch on, a knit hat, a jacket, and a thing. So you're starting to get the feel where people, I know, it's coming up, it's 5 weeks away. Tell you the truth, I think baseball starts when we have our little shindig. That's when baseball really starts. But opening days in 6 weeks, you can start feeling in the air. Get this storm out of the way, give us the nice spring weather, and let's get ready for baseball. So
there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Right. And I think that's the beauty of spring. It just gets you all ready. You see the guys out there, Logan Webb and Hayden Birdsong, they're on the main field today out there throwing to live or throwing live BP. You got other guys out there. You got video clips of guys working on the infield, guys working in the outfield. So, hey, it's awesome. It's just the beginning of what is about to come, the 162-day grind. I mean, 6 months of baseball. Man, 162 post games, Glenn. Are we ready for that, man? I'm telling you. It's
done it before.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll do it again. And it's the team, there's going to be storyline. I talked about it in the last one. There's always going to be storylines, but the lineup, it's going to be enjoying to see when the Giants come up the bat. It really is, just to see how they're going to be able to do it. The pitching, of course, is a little bit different. I know there was a NBC Sports Bay Area, and also Susan Slusser also had an interview with Greg Johnson. Again, you guys may have seen it. It's Greg Johnson opening his mouth again. It's just like, come on, man. But whatever, it is what it is. They're still talking about maybe getting a reliever, so I don't know what that's going to be all about. We'll see how that all pans out, because I know that I think there's a few guys out there that the Giants may be able to go get, because they need a guy that's going to close. And Ryan Walker, I'm sure the guy is great, but man, what we saw last year was just a mess. It wasn't just that they were getting contact. I mean, he would walk guys, he would hit guys. I mean, it was a dumpster fire for him. And if he figured it out, okay, that's great. Yeah, I mean, I want him to figure it out, but man, I don't know if that's. Yeah, it's a risk, right?
And Eric,
Blue.
one thing we didn't really think about when you talk about Ryan Walker, it wasn't like he was a closer all season. You know, it wasn't like he had pressure. Okay.
Right.
We still had somebody above him that was going to be the main closer. Now that he's really the only person we have, and he thinks he's a closer, and we only see him as a closer, the pressure starts building. You know, and he's the type of guy where, you know, we all talk about how tough the series is going to be, but say the first road trip he blows 2 or 3, he's the type of guy where he may never come back from blowing, you know, like 3. It just because all the pressure's on him. So, you know, I mean, again, it's just a little shaky where, you know, we've made some nice moves, but as Glenn says, pitching, defense, pitching is what wins you games. And, you know, I don't think this team, I know they've improved offensively and, you know, but I don't think their bench is as good, but you got to have a bullpen because the Giants are not going to score 5, 6, 7 runs every night. You know, this still has a team that has a lot of flaws with the strikeouts, you know, but now that we have a professional hitter, maybe it's going to help, but pitching is going to have to hold the defense down. I think that's a big key. So,
yeah.
And don't forget, Eric, you're talking about who's going to close. I don't think there's that. I think, again, the Giant fan out there collectively kind of overrates our players, overrates the talent. We don't exactly have the deepest bullpen to begin with. So you got to get to the finish line and get that closer in there in the first place. So how do we get there? How do we hold a lead after 6 and 7 and 8 innings just to get to the reliever, the closer? So that is a big question mark for me too. I think there's going to be a lot of questions answered in that opening month, especially with the talent they're going to face in the month of April.
Yeah, I mean, goodness, you're gonna have the lefty and the righty that they signed in this offseason that aren't going to even start the season probably on the roster. I mean, it's like, so what are we doing here, right? I mean, Hinches, he was good before he had his surgery. Again, the shoulder you want to be a little concerned about. Foley, again, he had, what did he have? Tommy John? I think he had Tommy John. So was it Tommy John? I can't remember what he got, but he's not supposed to be back until middle of the year.
I was looking at other rosters earlier today, Eric.
Uh-huh.
I mean, to piggyback off what you're saying, I was looking at other rosters for 10 minutes today and looking through, and I'm not skeptical about the other teams, Eric. I'm not fans of them, but I'm looking and going, oh yeah, I see, you know, look, there's their bench, and there's what they've got in the pen. And then when I look at our roster, there's always that question mark next to it. Like it's like the Riddler's around or the Joker. I got question marks floating around. I'm like, all right, what's Encarnacion going to bring to the table? Drew Gilbert, is he really all that everybody has him cracked up to be? I thought about the relieving situation today, as a matter of fact, too. And I thought all these other teams seem to be solidified in a way and happy with what they've got. And if the Giants are happy with what they've got, well, lottie freaking da. I'm not. I don't think there's enough depth. I think there are more question marks than answers.
You're talking about question marks? You're talking about question marks.
Welcome.
Hey, Rowan. Wasn't he a Cub?
Rowan Wick has agreed to terms on a 1-year major league contract with a club option for 2027. You know what the problem is? You know what's the biggest problem with Mr. Rowan Wick? Anyone in the chat?
If we sign him,
we signed him.
Don't we have to demote somebody else?
Yes, that means he's going to take up a 40-man position. So who's
roster,
gone?
Yeah.
So tell me, what's the biggest problem with signing this guy to a major league contract specifically for this year in 2026?
Well, we have 29 pitchers out of 40 already on the 40-man roster. So
first off,
obviously.
Oh, you know what? You know what? He may not be on the 40-man for the simple fact. Tommy John, he's out the entire year So he's going to be on the 60. He's going to be on the 60 days, so it won't take a 40-man position.
So why do we sign him?
So why did you sign him? What's the point? I don't understand that. I don't understand.
Especially with a lockout next year, possibly.
Right. And look, if you guys have been reading what's going on with what some of these owners are saying about the upcoming CBA, it has the potential of being really, really bad. But anyways, back to Rowan Wick. What is going on, man? Come on, we need guys right now.
We're talking about understanding other owners. I can't even understand our owner, Eric. He's beaking off again today.
Hey, I don't know, man. I don't know. You got. I don't know. It's a little weird. A little weird. We need guys now. We need guys for 2026. Come on.
You got to agree, though, Eric. Heading in now, the pitchers and catchers have reported they're a few days in. They're limbering up. It's got to be an open competition. This is going to be a free-for-all.
Yeah. Oh, no, 100%. And that's where the battle is going to be, honestly, guys. And that's going to be something to be exciting to watch for spring training because there will be competition for those bullpen spots. I don't know how many they're going to be available, but I think there's going to be a few. And look, the best men win, and that's fine. I'm okay with that because competition breeds excellence. Because if you got another guy that you're competing with, right? Not life or death, right? But hey, I want to be able to be in that bullpen for to be able to contribute to the team. So that should be fun. As far as look, does it mean success for the Giants going into the regular season? No, but it's going to be fun to watch in spring training. Just to see who's going to be the guys that are going to be head and shoulders above the others. So
this is the wrong approach, though, don't you think, Eric? We're entering this. What you're saying, I hear you. We're entering this preseason, and it seems nobody knows. While other teams have their players in training camp, camp is when you get limbered up, loosened up. You're ready to go for opening day.
Yeah,
and we're having tryouts.
Our good old buddy down in the Rio Grande Valley, he knows you, Glenn. He said, "Glenn, have that shamrock handy."
It's not going anywhere, believe me. But Lou,
what's up?
I know we're going to talk about Devers, Lou. We're kind of getting caught up in pitching here.
Glenn,
let me ask you a question, Lou.
Yeah.
Something else I thought of earlier today, and I thought of you boys and the chat. I saw some video and they were kind of playing out, okay, should they go with this lineup or this lineup? If he comes out with an opening day lineup and after a week they start fiddling with it, doesn't that spell that they're again just chasing and trying to figure it out on the fly and they really don't have a grip on the situation? You should have your roster. If you want to go a lefty roster, righty roster, you should have your roster or rosters, a couple, and that's it. How many roster combinations? It's like picking numbers for the lottery, this San Francisco Giant team. The combinations that they used, they had to use more combination of roster than any other team in baseball the last few years, Eric. And you gotta, I think that the key to success, Lou, don't you think the key to success is stability? Know what you got. Here's your roster, and you roll with it. If you go on a losing skid a couple of games, you don't go, pulling puppet strings. You go with your boys. You go with the roster. You get the job done that way.
And to your point, Glenn, right? And the only time that you adjust is if there's an injury or whatever, right? Then you got to – but to do what I called Farhanian baseball, man, I don't like that.
Yeah, Farhan's gone, but doesn't it? I mean, it's still –
but his spirit still resides at third and king. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it, man. Oh, my gosh. Hey, Justin, what's up?
Well, maybe that's the fact they've got a general manager who was under his thumb for a long time, Eric. Maybe there's just too many commonalities.
Maybe. Justin, our buddy from Massachusetts, donates $2. Says, "Happy Friday, guys. Excited for the Devers episode." Hey, glad you can hang out here. We'll get into it shortly. One other thing I want to get into. A lot of this was big in the news the last couple of days. Mr. Castellanos, formerly of the Philadelphia Phillies, no longer has a job. He was straight up let go. He was let go. In other words, the Phillies are paying him $20 million to say, "Stay home. We don't want you on our team." And look, there's a lot of stuff. And first and foremost, no, I do not want him on the San Francisco Giants. This guy is right now, if you want to say that he's a little bit toxic, that's let's just say that's an understatement, because some of the stories that are coming out, the way that this guy acted in the clubhouse, this is not a guy that you bring in another clubhouse. It sounded like it was pretty damn bad. And look, I got a feeling his baseball days are probably going to be done.
Yeah, we live in an era where you don't get many second chances, Eric. You don't get a second chance. And when you go, goofing off, I always use the term on the show, you got to take care of your business. So you got to do. You got to be a blue collar player. You got to go to the ballpark, be a good dressing room guy, go out, play on the field, take care of your business. But I mean, I was hearing the stories today about beers on. He was bringing beers out to the bench, and he was beaking off with his own players and
the manager. You can't be doing that.
Well, at the end of the day, Eric, how many people get to go to work, beak off at their boss, and go, well, I still got a job.
I still got a job, right? I mean, right, Lou? You don't want someone like that in the Giants clubhouse right now.
No. I mean, the Giants already have enough problems as it is. We don't need another troublemaker. Right. But, I did want to respond to Glenn. One of the things we talked about on Wednesday is having a lineup that's consistent.
Yeah.
We way overthink it too much. I thought that was one of Melvin's biggest problems. I mean, me and Eric talked on Wednesday. We think Lee batted every single spot in the order. That's horrible. No batter should bat every single position. And I think with the Giants, from the recent moves, set something in stone. Now, again, it might be different against a lefty and righty, but it didn't matter when the Giants last year. It could have been 5 straight righties, and it would have been 5 straight lineups. Lee would lead off. He'd bat third. Now then he bat seventh. He bat eighth. They got to be consistent. At least do that for the fans. I mean, we were imagine being a player where you show up and you're not sure where you're batting, because a lot of baseball is just so mental. The other thing, Glenn, you brought up a great point. The teams we're competing against for the playoffs are complete. They have a solid bullpen. They have solid starters. They have a solid bench, and they have a starting 9. We're not like that right now. We still have question marks. And I think what's worse, especially about our pitching and bullpen, last year we had 7 starters for 5 spots. We have too much pitching. But now we don't. We have 25 guys out of 40 on the 40-man roster. And if you remember what Buster said, we are hoping that one of these young guys blossom this summer. I don't know if you guys looked, but spring training starts in 8 days. Okay, it starts next Saturday. So it's not like they got all this time to get ready for it. The other thing, too, is as we talk about in spring training, and Glenn just brought up, it's just you to get loose, work on your fundamentals, and get ready for opening day. Last year, the Giants had the best record. Oh, my God, the Giants won the spring training thing. It lasted about 3 weeks, and then reality hit. So, again, don't go crazy about spring training, but you got to have stuff, because the way it looks now, we have so many pitchers where, we have 26 pitchers. We have 18 games, so we're going to pitch everyone 1 inning. So when the season starts, these guys aren't going to be ready to go 4 or 5 or 6 innings. So it just puts a lot more pressure, too, on Webb, who's going to, of course, be pitching the WBC, and knock on wood, hopefully everything goes good. And Ray, where these guys are going to have to go, give us 6, maybe 7 innings occasionally. And, hopefully we have a lead and the bullpen can hold. But, over 162, it's not going to last. So, but
I agree with you.
Most important is, 8 days to spring training. Next Saturday, I know they have 2 games. One of the games will be on TV. So, next Friday at this time, we're going to be ready less than, 14 hours with a ball game, and nothing wrong with that.
Eric, you're a guy who wants pitching like me, and you want some quality pitching. You know the need for 5 good starters. And now we're talking about guys who, we got guys who, has Roop even thrown 100 innings in his career?
I
don't think so.
That's a good question. I don't know if he did last year.
And the other guys, you're thinking they're going to get burnt out in the second half. I'm going
That's
to
my
ask
concern.
you. I'm going to ask you. I mean, other teams are going to face that, but what happened to baseball when I grew up, Eric? Which I mean, don't let him fool you. I'm not that old. So you go back to the 80s, Eric, and the early 90s, the 70s, if you want. What happened to guys who were? When was the last time? How many complete games are there in a season? When I
Oh,
was a
that's
kid, I mean, you didn't need a
happened.
bullpen. Guys were going 8 innings. You brought your closer in. You know,
Yeah.
what is going on with pitchers going? And you know what it's like. It really pisses me off, Eric, when the postseason comes and the guy's got a no hitter through 2 innings and they're going to the pen. What is up with it, Eric?
You know why? Because it's all max effort now. It's all, hey, we want a starter that comes in and throws 97 to 99. Then you get a reliever coming in throwing 98 to 100. That's and it's back to back to back, and that's where it's gone. And to your point,
To me, that's like the home run rule. Well, you can't build a team with home run hitters all the time. You got to have some finesse. You got to get like Logan Webb, more of a finesse pitcher. Eric, he's going to get those innings. He's more. We need more of that. You know, I don't like this. Pitchers going 2 innings, 4 innings, and like Verlander was lucky he couldn't get through the second time around in the rotation when he was facing lineup. Right, he was 4 innings. He was out in the first half of the season. So I don't understand why baseball pitching has become such a marquee now. Marquee position. When you go out and sign guys, you got to look at guys who have an arm.
Yeah, that's a fact. Joshua says 106. Yeah, that's what I saw on Baseball Reference. Landon Roop last year threw 106 2/3 innings last year.
If you multiplied the whole combination of numbers, Eric, you could throw Nolan Ryan out. He'd go 26 innings now. Think about it. Yeah, that guy was guaranteed he'd go 8 innings, Eric. So what does that mean in this era of baseball? Yeah, he's good for about 17 innings. No problem.
Oh man, it's a mess. It's a mess, and we'll see.
Glenn,
go ahead, Lou.
I'm sorry, Eric. Glenn, on Wednesday we lost a great one. You probably remember Mickey Lolich, pitcher, passed away. So I heard his stats one year. He pitched 326 innings. He had 36
That's incredible.
complete games in 1 year. I mean, he pitched both. You know, I mean, that's how it used to be. Now these guys are so. Oh God, I just hit 90. I know, but there's a difference between having 90 pitches through 4 innings and there's no stress, and 90 pitches where he's gone through 6 and every innings it's stress. It's a big difference, you know. And the pitchers these days, you know, they are just so spoiled. I mean, you know, complete games, all this weird stuff. Yeah, you know, a lot of these guys, because Mickey Lolich, complete games, that doesn't mean you win 36. He would just pitch the whole 9 innings.
Right. Correct.
That's how it was back in the 70s and 80s, you know, early 80s. These guys would go, unlike the Giants, where last year I think we averaged like 3.2 of an inning, our starters. Those guys wouldn't come out. You know, there was no such thing as a stopper. A guy would pitch 100. I mean, look at the Freak. When the Freak pitches 2 no-hitters, if I remember right, one was 136 pitches, and the one in San Diego was like 156.
It's crazy.
Okay?
Yeah, it was a crazy amount.
And again, growing up, that's just how it was. Nowadays, you get 90, and they already got somebody up in the pen. I know baseball's changed, but, you know, that's just to show you, you know, how it was. I mean, you know, like when Kirk Gibson, they lowered the mound because of him.
Yeah.
I mean, raised the mound, you know. I mean, you had players that were – they all talk about the specialists now. In the 70s, they already had specialists where they had to change the game because these guys were ahead of the game. So, but, you know, nowadays, hey, you know, we'll never have anyone pitch 300 innings. We'll be lucky to have someone maybe go 250. That's all I'm saying.
It's the same on the field, Lou. The teams I really enjoyed watching, Eric and I were talking about, before we went to air tonight about how much ball we watch other than the Giants. I like to put on the MLB network or the package and pick a game, especially a late game if the Giants aren't playing. You get to see other teams. And the teams I really enjoyed watching last year, and I got no skin in the game with them, are Milwaukee and Tampa. Why? Because they ran. Milwaukee Brewers' success last year was speed on the base pass. They get a guy on, didn't matter. I mean, their manager was telling them, I don't care if you get thrown out. you run.
Mhm.
Tampa did a lot of that too. Of course, they had a couple of good speedsters on that team. And that's another thing that's changed. Baseball is you do a deep dive over the last 30 years, Eric. The game strategically has changed.
Well, and it leads to this real quick. I'm going to get to NorCal. I'm going to get to your comment here in a minute. I want to go out there and see, and look, is seeing a guy go out there and throw mid to high 90s, is that, yeah, okay, that's exciting. But I want to see a guy go out there and just carve people up using location and off speed and this and that, east, west, north, south, whatever it may be. I want to see a pitcher, because what is it? It's all about upsetting the timing of the hitter, right? Whether it's a strikeout, whether it's weak contact, whether it's hitting it into the defense, that's what I want to see, right?
Like Greg Maddux, he was a master.
Yes,
Greg Maddux was a master. He didn't overthrow.
Hey, to be honest with you, you know who else was like that more recently? Was another Cub. Remember, what's his name? Hendricks. That guy, he would throw the kitchen sink at you. And you know what? He didn't go, I don't think he even touched 90 miles an hour. But I mean, it's okay to do that. It doesn't always have to be max effort every single time. And that's why you see guys blowing out their elbows all over the place. But the simple fact is that's kind of what everyone's leaning to. And look, it may swing back. There may be a time when it comes back to where you want that finesse pitcher again, but we'll find out. Real quick, NorCal says Gallon, $8 million, $14 million of it deferred. This is the thing that just pisses me off when I go, and look, we're going to get to Devers. Trust me, guys. I don't mean to drag it on, but this just pisses me off because this is something the Giants could have done, right? Take advantage of the deferrals, but guess what? They're going to go away. They're going to go away, just like baseball next year. But I mean, come on, man. Why could you not have taken advantage of that? If you don't want to hit the CBT, then defer that money. Why? I have no idea. Maybe they need to ask that question. And there's another bone I want to pick here too, guys, before we go any further. Buster Posey had some interesting comments to say on KNBR the other day. I don't know if you guys heard it. Talking about, he can understand why fans want the Giants to sign a bunch of free agents. Well, I'll tell you what, at least here and me, and for you guys for that matter as well, we never advocated going out and signing every single free agent, right? And I understand that they're you can't go hog wild, so to speak, and be like the Dodgers. The whole time I was advocating the one marquee guy was a starting pitcher somehow, whether it was a trade or whether it was a free agent signing. Go out there and solidify that rotation, right? Because it does two things for you. First, you got a fantastic rotation for at least 2026. And then you open up a spot for one of these young guys because next year you're going to be without two pitchers next year when Ray and Malley are gone. So you kind of set yourself open for now you got to fill more holes next year. Right. So, and as far as the bat, remember I said, hey, go out there and improve the outfield defense. And if you could get a bat, that's great. But I wasn't one of these guys over here saying, you got to go sign everybody under the sun. I didn't think the Giants needed to do that. I just wanted them to go out there and target that one guy. Unfortunately, they didn't. And hey, it is what it is. What do you?
I agree with you, Eric, and I agree. You can't go out and sign everyone. I don't see the logic of it.
Mm-hmm.
But there are two factors involved. How many times in our chat, Eric, do you see guys? Well, we should sign this guy. I go, we don't need another first base. We don't need don't sign players just to sign them.
Right.
But pick your poison. The key for this organization right now is to fill holes, get better, and I don't think they did that. Eric, maybe I'm way off. We'll see how it unfolds. If we start the season and we go, 20-10 after the first 30 and we look like idiots, which we probably will, who knows? But Eric, we enter this season with those question marks, and I can't understand the people who think that this is going to be a team that, it doesn't matter what the schedule. They got so much better. They're looking at this team like it's, like these are the Bronx Bombers back, Eric. I don't see it.
No.
Again, a little too much hype, Lou, from Giant fandom.
Yeah, and you got to remember, I know Tucker went to the Dodgers, but the Dodgers needed a position player. That
They
Tucker
needed an
fit.
outfielder.
They needed an outfielder, and they have guys playing out of position. And you talk about not signing the things, Eric. I'd say the last month, you only talked about Framber Valdez. That's it.
Yeah.
And what that would have done to our starters, instead of a 1.5 headed monster, we would have had a 3-headed monster. And you know what? If you sign Valdez, maybe Ray might say, you know what? I don't want to leave. Maybe I want to stay and be part of this, and that would be sort of like how the Braves of the 80s and the early 90s were. Those guys, and then you get one guy homegrown. Now you have 4 guys that you can count on, that basically are there. And then you could work on getting another bat. That's one of the problems when we talk about Buster signing Chapman, such a big deal at his age. It holds deals possibly back. And when the Giants are sort of strapped, where they are sort of, hey, we don't want to spend, that's fine. But for what they did, they signed a shortstop that is above par. I'm not saying, Adames is not bad, but I don't know if he's worth the money. Same thing with Chapman, and it's gotten to the point now where when you talk about the Giants, who are their stars? Really, Webb and Devers. They don't really talk about Lee as a star. They don't really talk about Chapman. They talk about Chapman's defense, but not as a star. I mean, I was sort of shocked at Adames. I think maybe because we had nobody else won the Willie Mack Award. It wasn't like he had a great year. I know he hit 30, but my God, it's the major leagues. We only waited 20 years for a guy to hit 30 homers in the major league. So I just think it's one of those things where, when you talk about teams, I always talk about what jerseys you see out there. I don't really see a lot of Chapman jerseys. I think probably this year you'll see Webb and Devers because they are sort of our focal point. I mean, when you had those, I'm not even sure what they're called, the lead knuckleheads or the guys with the hairdos. It was the hair. They never wore the jerseys.
The hooligans.
Okay? Why not? So that's just me, but you know what? It's again, I'm just speaking from a fan's point of view. To me, when you go to a ball game, I liked it when you had somebody wear a Clark jersey. You weren't sure if it was Jack Clark or Will Clark. You always see Kevin Mitchell, the Candy Man, and again, that's the one problem with the Giants, the homegrown. I want Eldridge. Again, if Eldridge can be who we hope he's going to be, then our lineup's going to be solid. But as we know, he might not even start in the majors. And guys should realize he's not starting in the majors, but the chat says, oh, that's fine. But you guys also got pissed that maybe we were going to trade Eldridge for a superstar. You guys got to remember, we might not be the smartest, but when the chat says don't trade Webb, don't trade Eldridge, and we have the same 500 team, you guys might say something, but it's not sticking our noodles when, the season starts. So,
look at that.
Fans, Eric, the Giant fan, you got to be, you know what? You got to take it. If you want to dish it out and say, oh, keep Webb and keep my favorite players, then you know what? Okay, let's keep Wilmer and let's finish 500 this year, Eric, and call it a day early and enjoy the playoffs, postseason, because we won't be there. You got to make, you know what? To be a good organization, to be a dominant organization, you got to make tough decisions.
You do. There's no doubt about it, right?
And the Giants don't seem to want to make those tough decisions. They just hold on. Like I go back to bringing Pablo Sandoval. Oh, the key word was. He was a great Giant. Well, it was time to move on, and then you got to bring him back.
Well, I tell you what.
Oh my God.
Let's get into something that's going to be.
Hey, one thing about Devers, we did have a super chat, just so you know, Eric.
Yeah. Yep. I saw that, JB.
Yeah.
Our buddy from Australia, the land down under. What's up, JB? Says, what's Lou saying right now is why we whiffed on Valdez. 8 complete games over the last 4 seasons, including a no-hitter. A near perfect fit gone. Man, don't get me started. Every time I start talking about pitching, it just puts me in a bad mood. But anyways.
And you agreed with me, I think, in the past, Eric, the last maybe month. I think the key thing you put the dagger in for the Giants is it's not just about now. Today.
It's not the future.
The future.
That's what it was.
Ray is gone. You don't know how long you got Webb.
That's where I was.
No future depth to the pitching staff, Eric.
Correct. That's the issue. There is no right now. There isn't, because next year there's going to be 2 open spots.
There's hardly any depth now, but the future,
would have been 1.
It's going to get thin.
Yeah. All right, let's do this.
All right.
I'm gonna steal some of Marty's thunder here. This is something I heard him talk about. Oh God, this is years ago. I can't remember who he's talking about. If I talk to him about it, he'll know exactly who I'm talking about. He had interviewed a scout, right? And they had a discussion about carriers and contributors on a ball club, right? And of course, kind of what it sounds like, a carrier is a guy who could carry the team, right? He's a guy you could put the team on your back and he's going to go, right? Contributors, of course, contribute to the team as a whole, right? It's not a team that you're just going to, quote unquote, hey, I'm going to put you on my back and I'm going to carry you. They're going to contribute to the overall success, right? Well, let's get into this. Rafael Devers, right? And he's kind of been lost in a shuffle over this last offseason. Everyone's, I think, what was it? The bright, shiny toys is what everybody was looking forward to in the offseason, just like every offseason's like that. And I think we've neglected on the guy that is going to be paramount in the San Francisco Giants in the near future here. Rafi Devers, man. He's our first baseman. He's going to be our first baseman for some time now. And it's going to be fun to watch this guy because this guy is a carrier. There's no doubt about it. And the Giants are going to have to rely on him this year if they want to have any desires of making a playoff run. This year, and this is just me speaking, this is just pure taking it out of the air. I would think that he would have a better year this year because, again, he's acclimatized to the San Francisco Bay Area, right? He understands what it's like to play here in San Francisco. And I got a feeling he's a little bit more adjusted, right? The shock of being traded is gone. This is his home. And let's see what he's going to do. Because, look, I'm looking forward to this because this guy has a potential to go out there and really contribute to this team in a way that we haven't seen in quite a while. When's the last time the Giants had a guy like this? Well, probably Buster Posey, as far as the impact that he can have as far as with a bat in his hand. So it's going to be fun. And again, guys, he's going to be a carrier. And the Giants, look, we got a lot of contributors on the team. Willie Adames, Matt Chapman, Jung-Hoo Lee, Harrison Bader, Luis Arias. Those guys are all fantastic contributors. And I think that's going to play much better for the Giants. And again, I've said this from the beginning after they signed Arias, that the lineup I'm not concerned about. I'm excited to see what this team's going to do on the field. And it's anchored by Rafi Devers. So, Glenn, what is your thoughts on having Rafi Devers? We get to see him for a whole 162 in the orange and black.
Before I answer that, Eric, we brought in Bader.
Mm-hmm.
So what makes you think this year's lineup is going to be any better than last year? You're so excited. Why?
Because it's better. It's better because look what we had. What about Yaz? And then when Yaz was gone, it was Gilbert. Did that do anything for the outfield? And then the outfield and then the defense, of course, center field.
Made it worse.
Yeah, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. Bader is a better bat than those two guys, right? His defense is going to be better in center field than what Jung-Hoo Lee did in center field last year.
Jung-Hoo Lee, I thought was a little fragile in center.
Yeah. I think moving him to the corner.
He's going to have a tougher time in right field at Oracle Park.
Maybe. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out. They said he's been practicing a lot over in Papago, where it has the right field resembles right field in Oracle Park. But I think it might be again, and this is it's funny because when we had Jalal, remember guys, Jalal Leach. I've been in contact with him too. He's a busy guy right now, so he's not able to come on. And he talked about it. The way the bat comes off the ball, certain guys in the outfield see it differently. You may be able to see that if, say, a player who's a center fielder, he could go, I could see the ball coming off the bat easy. If you put him in left or right, maybe not so much, right? Again, it's individual's eyesight and how they're able to pick up the ball coming off the bat. So maybe we'll see. Maybe Jung-Hoo Lee will be able to track the ball better because he's in right field and he's got a little bit different angle, and maybe he just can take better routes to the ball. We're going to find out soon enough. We'll find out.
I don't want it to be weak over there in the right side of the infield. If you've got Arise, if you got Arise, I see Insane saying you've got Arise and Bader, so we're better. Well, what happened a week ago? Everybody was bitching and complaining that, holy crap, we got the worst defense in baseball now because we got Luis Arise. And now you got Jung-Hoo, you say can't play center. Well, you think he's going to be a Gold Glover in right field? I don't know about the right side of the infield. And Rafael Devers, Eric, to be honest, you never know what you're getting with the glove. But I do think if he cut down on those 192 or 193 strikeouts last year, that bat, I think, over a full season is going to explode for the Giants. He had 33 doubles. I think everything that he produced last year for us goes up. I think the stocks go up with him. So I think he is the carrier on this team.
He is. He's the only. There's two carriers. There's two carriers on the Giants. Logan Webb for the pitching, Rafael Devers for the hitting. That's it as far as carriers for the San Francisco Giants. Lou, what do you feel about Rafael Devers and seeing him for a whole season as a Giant?
Well, I think he has to adjust to the National League. I know we have interleague, but I think, when you adjust to a new league, I think it takes probably 3/4 of a season. You also got to remember he was the main guy in Boston. That's why they gave him that big contract.
Yes.
Everyone depended on him. Okay. That's why it's shocking now how happy we were. We were a first place team, and my God, we got Devers. And literally 9 months later, nobody talks about Devers. Nobody talks about the trade. And it's sort of bizarre because the guy averages 26.8 homers over the last 6 years. Okay. We have guys that I can't remember. We had 2 guys that hit 20 homers. This is 26.8. The other thing, 95 RBIs. Okay. A guy that can carry the team weeks at a time. If you remember the day he got traded, he had 2 homers against the Yankees.
He did.
And then he got traded. Okay. He came to us. I'm not really worried about the strikeouts. I think what this offseason is going to be and the time with the Giants is how to work the stadium to his advantage. I think with the Green Monster, too many guys, especially from the left side, use that almost like just getting a plan. Ball outside, I'll just flick the wrist, it'll go off the Green Monster. He's got to know how to do that at Oracle with Triples Alley. Pull the ball a lot more. He's got to just change his game a little bit to adapt. I think the other thing too, and nothing about Devers, but to me, he's still a young guy learning. And I think getting Luis Arias on the team where a professional hitter, not a home run hitter, but a contact hitter is really going to help him. They hit from the same side. They don't switch. But it's not too often when he's going to have a protege that's going to say, hey, listen, try doing this. Try doing this. And, I think Arias has earned the respect of these other players. And I'm hoping some of these other guys take knowledge because it's almost like a hitting coach, but one of the players. Like a lot of times when you have a boss or a coach telling you, it goes in one ear and out the other because there's egos, but not when there's players and you can see the success. So I really think Arias is really going to help Devers. I think if he can cut down the strikeouts and he can just be who we want him to be, and that's the one thing. We want Eldridge to just be better than last year. Okay, cut down the Devers a little bit more in stake. The other thing too is I'll bring up the lineup. I didn't really like where they batted him. He came over, he was 4th. Then he went to 3rd. Then he went to 2nd. They got to get this lineup done so he knows his position. To me, he's probably our best hitter. So I really think 4th or 5th. I don't think 3rd because it's a little bit less pressure. And hopefully, we can get on for him. But, I think it's going to be another year where we're going to see the trade was purely worth it. We know everyone that we traded away that everyone got upset about are gone on the major league. They've been trading everything. let's see if the contract he has is worth it. Let this guy come out, start good, because we're going to need him. We're going to need the long ball, and we just need a little threat. That's the one thing about him is when he comes up with that weird angle and the thing, you want to watch him. You want to watch him back. And I think that's the big key, and I'm excited for Devers this year. And I think we're talking a lot more about him.
Says? I agree with everything Lou says about Devers. I mentioned strikeouts only because I think the team now has – that is kind of their Achilles heel has to be – they've got to get rid of the strikeouts to a degree. So everybody's got to take, a role in that, including Devers. But I will say one thing, Eric, that it's hard to hitch your wagon to a horse when you don't get to know the horse. He carries a big stick. He's known around baseball. Was he a fan favorite in Boston?
He was. Where's Justin if he's out there?
Because absolutely, I got to ask Eric, who was the only player who didn't show up for any of the fan fests?
Yep. Huh?
Who was the only one?
No. It was
it's hard to jump on board with Rafael Devers when I never see.
Well, a lot of these guys are spending their time, in their hometown during the offseason.
But every fan fest had like 7.
If you think about it,
the next one, Rafi.
How many players really showed up for fan fest? Not very many, right?
Everybody was there.
Webb, Lee, Eldridge, Adames, I don't think was there. Not in fan fest.
Adames was to 2 or 3 of them.
And was Adames
Bailey was there.
Maybe he was. Oh, and
Ramos
that's right.
Was there.
I take it back.
Everybody was there, Eric.
I forgot. In Sacramento, Willie Adames, Ray, and Ramos, along with Webb, were there. But
Tony V.
Yeah, there's a few guys. There's a few guys that didn't show up on all of them. Look, because remember they had them in 3 different damn locations, which is.
Well, I think if he's your carrier, if he's your star, Eric, you gotta shine under the limelight. And if he's always hiding, you got to get out there. Comes with the territory.
I
you can't go to a fan fest, and you're supposed to be the guy the fans want to go see, and you go, I'm not going to the fan fest. Well, I got a problem with that.
For me, I could care less. Look, you're on the road for like 6 months out of the year, right? Either at home or on the road. You don't get to go back because he's from the Dominican Republic. So he probably wants to spend some time in the Dominican Republic until the season starts. Because how often does he probably doesn't get to go back there at all. Maybe All-Star break if he's not been picked for the All-Star, but yeah, you're done. So maybe
Eric, that comes with making whatever it is, $400 million. That's the price you pay, Eric.
Well, also with that price, I'm gonna do what the hell I want to do. Right? To an extent.
Well, that's a problem.
Yeah.
What do you think, Lou? Am I on something?
I don't know if he's playing for a team in the WBC. So maybe he and maybe that's part of his contract where he doesn't have to appear at these things. But I think some of these guys that you got to remember now is when we need him in Phoenix. A lot of these other things, one was what in like first week of January, he might have had obligations.
Hey, and I'll tell you something.
What he told them about the fan fest, he probably didn't even know. He wasn't listening to Giants
Lou. Live. One thing the Giants are doing, if you noticed, look how many position players have showed up early to get early work in. Arias, Casey Schmidt, Bryce Eldridge, Rafael Devers, all of those guys, Jung-Hoo Lee, they're all there already practicing. They didn't have to report until this weekend. And they've been there since pitchers and catchers have reported. So there you go, man. You got Ron Washington. He's working with all the guys out there. And look, let's not underestimate what Ron Washington's going to be able to do with that infield, because he's working with all those guys, all of them. And that's going to pay some dividends. Look, is it going to make them Gold Glove caliber? No, but he's going to make them pretty damn good. He's going to make them pretty damn good. There is no doubt about it. So I'm looking forward to this, right? I mean, this was the big trade. Remember in June of last year when they traded for him? I mean, throughout the entire league, it was a coup, right?
And even with the guys Sunday night baseball.
Yeah, it was.
Couldn't happen at a better time.
And everyone talked about, what the Giants have to give up to get him. And it was like nothing. It was nothing to give up someone for the likes of Rafael Devers.
You know
so
what,
it
Eric?
was absolutely incredible.
If you begin to think of Devers as a piece and not the carrier, it's a lot easier. Yeah, and then it's a lot easier to win a 74-game season.
Yeah. I don't think he's just the piece. He's not just the piece.
Be just the piece.
He's not going to be. And I don't think
Buster
Posey traded. He did not trade for Rafael Devers to just be a piece, because there's plenty of pieces to have out there. There's no doubt about it. He's more than that.
Trade for him.
He's going to be the guy that they're going to have to rely on. And look, and I think you talked about it, Lou. I wouldn't be surprised if Luis Arias, maybe he rubs off on a few guys. Marty talked about he thinks Jung-Hoo Lee will benefit from Luis Arias, because, again, he should be a batter in the similar style as Arias, and not always out there trying to swing for the long ball. Just put the damn ball in play, right? Put the ball, get some of these guys on base, so when the big lumber comes up, whether it's Devers and Ramos and Adames, they can knock them in. That's right. You want to get the ducks on the pond, so to speak, and get them across freaking home plate to score some runs. And look, and Rafael Devers is going to play a huge factor. Look, let's take a look at what he's done, right?
Nobody in the chat says that he's not obligated to go and do these things. And Eric, do you not feel, I mean, at the end of the day, you got to be a team player.
Yeah, you do. No doubt about it. No, I don't doubt that. Don't doubt that. And here we go. Look, this is his back of the baseball card, so to speak, right? He's got a career 276 average, a career 349 on base, and a career 129 OPS plus. It's pretty damn good. It's pretty damn good. Let's look over the last, let's go from 2021. OPS plus 134. In 2022, 141. 2023, 126. 2024, 142. And last year with two teams, he had a 140 OPS plus. Again, taking the ballpark in consideration with his slugging and on-base percentage. So the guy's freaking awesome.
You can break down
there's
all the
no
stats.
doubt about it. You want this guy on your team in the middle of that lineup.
He gets on base, home runs, a lot of doubles there, Eric. But you're going to have to break. How about before Monday, break down the film. Go into the film room for us, Eric. Break down the film. I want you to find his stolen base last year.
No, his stolen bases, not so much. Not so much.
What happened?
But I'll tell you what. I mean, if you take a look at his on base, look, not only does he have a decent average, not only does he have power, but the guy gets on base. He will draw a walk.
Yep.
He will draw a walk, and that's important, right?
I think that's why, you know what's more important to that point, Eric? What Lou said. You got to pick the proper spot in the lineup to house him, where you get the most bang for your buck from those stats, from getting on base. You know, you put him in somewhere. What happens? You put him in the lineup, Eric. What if he's your cleanup guy? You get guys on, you got to pitch to him.
Yeah.
That's why the Giants cannot, like he said about Bat and Lee, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, eighth. You got to get the guy. It's got to be strategic and leave it. Let it play. You have to have a plan. What is the Giants' plan?
At the minimum, 1 through 5 should be the same all year. Now, granted, there's going to be guys that may have to take a day. Yeah. But for the most part, 1 through 5 in the lineup has to be the same. Yep. Ideally 6, and then the last 3, 7, 8, 9, you can adjust. But 1 through 5 need to be the same guys day in and day out, and they'll gel. Hey, I know this guy's hitting ahead of me. I know that this guy's batting behind me. I know what he's looking for, right? And you get those tendencies, right? I know what this guy's going to be doing. So if he's on base, he's going to know whether or not he could take that extra jump, whatever it may be. Come on, man. Come on, let's go out there and take care of some business.
Eric, I have a question. I'll do it real quick. Say the Dodgers did the trade last year.
Oh,
wouldn't people be pissed? My God, how did the
100%.
Dodgers get him for giving
100%.
nothing up? And now look at this guy. They got another stud in their lineup. That's the way the Giants fans got to feel about him. I just wanted to bring that up. And
you know what? I'll tell you what. There's another thing here that we got to take in consideration. One thing, we talk about strikeouts. I'll tell you one thing. March 14th, there will be no strikeouts.
Sports Talk Live meet and greet, March 14th from 3 to 7 p.m. at Tommy's Mexican Restaurant, home of the world-famous Tommy Margarita.
All right, there we go. March 14th, baby.
About 4 hours. A lot of margaritas. Looks like I got a margarita. I got a lemonade. That margarita would go good on a Friday night, especially at the club. Oh,
nice. Dude, it's going to be so much fun. I cannot wait. Oh, by the way, I got to send out a special shout out. Booney from Locked on A's, who's no longer on Locked on A's. Today was his last show. So he is no longer doing Locked on A's. But I talked to him. He said he's going to show up March 14th. So Booney from formerly Locked on A's will join us over there at Tommy's Mexican Restaurant. So that should be a lot of fun.
Eric, I heard a little rumor. I don't even know if Glenn heard the rumor. There might be a giveaway or a drawing or something.
Oh, someone's letting the cat out of the bag.
I did hear something like that. A little rumor.
There's some rumblings, huh?
You got to appear. You got to see what it is.
Yeah, you got to show up because there may be some spring training tickets being given away, right? Something like that. How about that? And I think they're pretty good seats.
Weekend. You know what? Have I got my Valentine? I get my gift every day, not just one day a year. I got my B, so I got Bernice, and I'm always open. I'm always open to tips from Lou. How to spice things up, keep the romance alive. Lou's the man.
Nice.
All Lou's ladies. It must cost him. I don't know how much he spends on Valentine's Day. This guy.
I keep my florist in business.
Nice.
Mother's Day, birthday, and then Valentine's Day.
There we go. Hey, Senior. Hey, Lou, do you have season tickets or spring training tickets?
I do not, but I will tell you something. If you have any connections of anyone that lives in Arizona, you can call me because if you're a Giant season ticket holder, it's either 20 or 40% off tickets if you buy them through a season ticket holder. So if you're planning on going down, let me know. I could actually see what's available, and it's a little benefit they give us. So when you go, if you need spring training tickets, let us know. If not, definitely go on sfgiants.com and buy tickets before you go down, because you could buy tickets here. I never trust when you get there because it becomes, unless it's during the week. I mean, It's a business down there now. Every game is mostly sold out. As we told you, the games begin next Saturday, but let us know. But spring training, I do not. But
Lou, how many games do you go routinely each year? Do you go to some spring training games down there in Arizona?
So when I attended U of A in Tucson had the Tucson Toros, which was the Houston Astros. So I used to always go when they played in Tucson, especially when the Giants come. And then on the weekends, to get going back home, we didn't have Ticketmaster. We had a thing called Bass.
I remember Bass tickets.
So I used to buy tickets for Giants A's and Giants Cubs. Cubs were always the big draw with all the snowbirds. And I'd buy as many tickets as I could get. Being a college student, they cost me $5. I'd flip them for $25, and that sort of was my bare money for the semester.
Nice.
But, if you guys are ever going down, I could highly recommend places to stay. I mean, when I went there was a very famous place called what was it? Hold on, now I'll think of it. But you got to know where to stay. Southwest flying down there is expensive, but it's a business now. Everything's changed.
Yeah,
it
is. Hey, not a gamer. Hey,
Lou, when you were going to the games, did you have? I just wanted Lou might know. So before we lose topic here, when you went to the games, and I've been to a lot of spring training games down there. This is one of the years I won't get to any this year. For reasons that are out of my control. But do you recall, and I think every game I've been there, on the the first base line, Are you familiar with the girl? And I call her the Screamer. Oh, she does.
Now you're talking Scottsdale Stadium.
And yell, yeah.
Yeah. Scottsdale
Oh
Stadium.
my God.
And I only remember her at the new Scottsdale Stadium, not the old one. But this would be probably the last 8 years.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And nobody seems to tell her, hey, these games don't count. Relax.
You heard the term, it's not good Valentine's topic, Eric, but you heard the term, the old crow. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Crow. Just squawking the whole game. Like, wow. Dude, you can, and Eric, have you been to a game in Scottsdale at the stadium?
No,
there?
I haven't.
Talk
Never
about
had a chance.
cozy, Lou, on the first base line. No, now I got them backwards. The third base line over to the outside of the stadium. You can walk around there, picnic tables, little food truck. It's pretty cool. It's a good day out and relatively inexpensive. As Lou said, it's getting more expensive, but it's a great time. You want to get out of the snow?
Right.
Perfect. Get down there for a week or two.
Hey, there's our buddy, not a gamer. He's a San Diego Padre fan. Remember, he popped in not this last postseason, but the postseason in 2024. Said, I'll be in Japan in March. Plan to hit up some preseason Nippon professional baseball games. Nice, right on, man.
Not a gamer, was a keeper, man. He was entertaining.
Yeah, he came in. Remember, he came in. He came in.
He was here the triple play, the night of the triple play.
Yeah, I think he was here the night of the triple play. That was freaking awesome. Remember, is it a rumble?
Oh, Lou, you missed.
But as far as the tickets, right, Lou, you have spring training tickets for Oracle Park, right? The last couple of exhibition games before the season starts.
Mexico.
Yep. And then so be on the lookout for those on March 14th, guys. But you got to show up. It'll be a lot of fun. We're looking forward to that. All right, what else Hey, look at that. What is up, Dom? Take a look at that. Dom is joined the chat. What's up, dude? How's it going, man?
I tell you, I've lost faith, Eric. I checked the mailbox. I'm still waiting for my merch there. Dom told me December 24th, 4:25 p.m. I'm sending over a box of merch, and you can pick what you want and order some merch from me. You're going to get merch. You got to go with the best. Go with. I'm going to have to go somewhere else, man. What happened?
Dom, he's getting after you, Dom. He's getting after you, Dom.
Well, hey, maybe I want to spend, and I mean, you got to move on.
Maybe he'll be at March 14th at Tommy's, and we could talk then. How about that? Why not?
I'll be giving him some.
There you go. He goes, I need to work with you to create it, bro. Yeah, see, he says he needs to work with you to create it.
And Eric, they're talking about the Tokyo Dome. I don't know if you saw, starting next week, they did a feature when Ohtani, if you remember, they played in the Tokyo Dome opening series last year. And they have a whole documentary coming out next week about the opening series, how big it was in Tokyo. You know how we take opening day here in the United States big. Tokyo takes it to another level. It's 3 days building to it. So Tokyo Dome is amazing from what I hear.
Eric, talk about hype. Because I wasn't with you on Wednesday. Did you happen to play the little snippet you unveiled for me on Monday night for Lou? The video, the hype video.
The hype video, which one?
You played a little hype video, and it had an interesting end. The
wrap-up. Son of a
Did you play that for Lou?
No, I'll play it here. Let me play it.
You gotta play it. Don't tell him. Just Lou, watch their hype video. And it'll get all hyped up till the end.
You remember Heckmo? Heckmo's in the photo of all of us. What's up, dude? He said Tokyo Dome was a great experience. Good to see you.
Hey, Heckmo.
Good to see you, Heckmo. Awesome. Was boots on the ground last year? You were, man. Well, not last year, the year before last. Oh, wait. Oh, you're talking. Yeah, Heckmo. Heckmo's right there between me and Robbie DeVille. That was in 2024.
Yep.
Good times, man. I think he's talking about when he was in Tokyo. That's awesome, dude.
Yep, that's Heckmo.
All right, let me go find that damn thing. Gosh,
find it because I want to get the reaction of our own Lou Marston.
It's not my hype video. This is the damn Giants.
No, it's not your hype video, but I think it's an official hype video, isn't it?
It's an official hype video.
Yeah, but that's what scares me. If it's official, remember last year,
the
Cincinnati Reds. I was more fired up for the Cincinnati Reds season not watching their video.
I'm gonna go straight to the end. Where is it at? Is this it? That's not it. Where the hell?
Lou will get a chuckle if nothing else.
He will.
Yeah.
Where the hell is
Hey,
it?
we're just 3 weeks away from the debut of the new show, Eric. Giant Sports
Yeah.
Talk Live. It's in
The cards.
cards.
Where's it at? Let me
I
get
like to put Wilmer Flores in with Cobb and Mantle, Mays.
Obviously.
I mean, hey, the shoe
Hey,
fits.
Glenn, there was a little negative problem on Wednesday night. You weren't here, but somebody sent a thing to Eric,
Mm-hmm.
and I hope this wasn't it. At the very end, it had your favorite slogan. I assume that's not part of it, but somebody sent us something where the slogan has returned. Yep. Did you see that,
that's the
Glenn?
end of their hype video, man.
Oh, sorry. You were talking about the same thing.
Yep,
Nothing
that's
like it.
exactly what it was.
And
No,
then
this
what's
ain't my-
funny, I sent Eric an article, and
Unbelievable.
who was it? Alex said the Giants are not doing it. They do not want it because they've had so many problems with it.
Well,
Enough
yeah,
is
I don't know why they had it at the end of their damn hype video. I mean, it's not
Yeah.
on their website, so why did it
Still
make?
not on
Hey,
the
maybe,
site. Yeah, thank God.
maybe someone didn't get the memo.
And then I
Maybe
said to
someone-
Eric,
I
said to
don't know.
Eric, see where it says SF Giants, the off season is out of here. My question to Eric was, how many of the fans are going to be out of here when we start the season playing 300 baseball?
Look, see, this isn't old. This was
No.
done a few days ago, guys. This was posted February 8th.
Sorry, I didn't mean to blow that, Glenn.
No. Well, we all
That's
came from
okay.
like this guy.
Nice
We all
support
came
of
from Mr. Hype. So, like, come on.
Ha! There you go.
Nice
Orange man.
legs.
Ha!
Hey, do me a favor. Eric,
Uh,
I'm feeling we were at
what's
the
up,
club earlier. How about Act 2? Can you just do it for me? Bring up the video of our friend playing the ukulele. Lou wasn't here for that.
Oh, hold on.
Lou, we had some fun Monday night. You were quite busy. I understand that, but Eric and I were breaking out some old material, and so a trip down memory lane, so to speak, and stuff
Oh,
I've
this-
forgotten we had in the archives. Man, we got all after
Opening-
almost 2 years. You got a lot of archive material. But this was
Opening
a
day
dandy.
last year. This was,
Yeah.
as a matter of fact, Lou, this was when you were trying to meet up with Glenn last year. Remember at the opening day? Here we go. Look at the
At the end.
There we go.
When the Giants come to town, it's bye-bye, baby. If you want to be in first place, it's bye-bye, baby. Root for the Giants at Candlestick Park and help light the spark, because when it comes to Giants baseball, it's bye-bye, baby.
Yeah, I love it, man.
There he is, the artist known as the artist.
When the Giants
There you go. I love it.
So Eric actually
Artist.
knew who he was.
Yeah, they used to show him on the broadcast all the damn time, man.
Yeah, he's got postcards he's made. He's like a painter, and
Yeah, he'll paint. They'll put the camera on him in the stands, and he's out there drawing the scape of Oracle Park and the bay. Yeah, he was always out there.
You know, one thing I haven't noticed, speaking of the hype and Friday nights, Eric, they got their drone shows and they've got all this. Do you remember Lou back a decade ago? And I know it's a different breed of Giants baseball now. You remember out in McCovey Cove a decade ago? Every night, Eric, there was hype. You didn't know what was rolling. And one night there was a flying saucer rolled into the McCovey Cove. And there was always I don't know, it seems to have the area game night, it really, for me, it seems to have lost its luster. You got the one boat rolls in, people are drinking on the boat, it turns around, drives off. That's it. And you got a couple of kayakers. Back in the day, Eric, there were, those guys, it looked like something out of the $6 Million Man or the Bionic Woman. They were flying with their space connect.
Yeah,
suits on.
yeah,
It's quiet out there compared to what it used to be, Eric.
yeah. Right. It used to be a madhouse out there in the Cove.
Remember the flying saucer? I don't know if Lou seen
I remember
that.
the flying saucer. Yeah,
Yeah?
I remember the flying saucer.
That
That
was
thing was
wicked.
cool.
Wicked.
Hey, look at this. Mark, our buddy Mark from New York, our Mets fan, he sent us something interesting. Check this out. What spring looked like in 1965, man. Let's take a listen.
and train their way to Candlestick. They do their learning and getting into shape at a training base where health and sunshine are bywords.
Sounds like a business production.
Beautiful Arizona. While they're in the sunny Southwest, the Giants are provided with the most beautiful, modern quarters ever offered to any team in training.
It's like a Walt Disney narrative, isn't it? Music.
For a few weeks of shaping up, it's off to Phoenix. About an hour's drive.
Oh.
Music, man.
And some more shiny new architecture. In this modern new stadium, the Giants meet teams from both leagues during the exhibition season.
Giants aren't born.
How about
they
that?
grow.
How
There you
about
go.
that, huh? The trip down memory lane, man.
I like the intro to that, though. Really, it tells a tale of today, though, from 65 to today. Giants aren't born. They're just traded for. God.
Oh, man. Mark, thanks for sharing that, man. That was awesome. Good find.
Mark,
All right,
I'm
you guys
going to
ready
see
to get
him.
out of here?
If Mark's in the East Coast, so he's not going to be making it to Tommy's, but I am going to see Mark. He's bringing an open wallet to the National Collectors Convention.
Hey, how about that?
I've never
Nice.
been so excited. I've never been so excited, Eric, to meet one of our
Nice.
guys.
You get to meet him.
He
That's
said,
going to be awesome.
my wife said, open checkbook. So
There you go. Awesome. Hey, by the way, Mark, in case you didn't know, the world famous Tommy Margarita is in New York, man. right, there we go. That is the actual advertisement for our great sponsor for this year, Tommy's Mexican Restaurant, home of the world famous Tommy Margarita. The ad earlier is to promote our little meet and greet, which is going to occur on March 14th.
And it's
Hey,
home.
Eric, I did want to recommend one place. Anyone that is going to spring training, the place that I stay at all the time is called Hotel Valley Ho. It's walking distance to the stadium. They have 2 happy hours, a huge pool. It's fantastic, very reasonable. So
Nice.
There's my little suggestion. I know somebody asked about it earlier.
Right on. Jim Durkle donated $10. Much appreciated, Jim. Look at this. You're getting some love, Lou. Lou, love your appearances in them over my 40 years of fandom. You are a perfect amount of pissed off. I love your opinions, and you sound like you've seen it all and been there for most of it. There you go, man. That's what I'm talking about. Woo! Lou.
You don't know
bring
too many
Lou
guys that get
brings-
kicked out of front row seats. The year
Where's the
before.
wealth of experience? I mean, where else, Eric, where else can we have a fan or a guy on contributing to the program? And I mean, he was there for the Black Sox scandal. He saw Lou Burdette pitch.
Lou Burdette?
I mean,
Oh,
my
gotcha.
God. I mean, and Tommy's the home of the margarita. It's the home of Lou and Glenn.
There you go. Hey, there you go. There's
And by
Tommy
the way,
Margarita.
that is a bottle of tequila. right there. That's a bottle of tequila.
Yeah.
Waiting for us.
Nice.
It was like one of these magic acts, like an old TV show, like you were watching Bewitched or something, Eric. You'd see it. It would end up, there's that much left. You turn around. Oh, it's full again. I love that place. Holy cow.
Hey, Armand wants to know where you can get a Tommy Margarita in New York. Now, it's not a Tommy's Mexican restaurant. It's just the Tommy's Margarita is at certain location, right? Lou, where was it? I can't remember.
Yeah, it was actually here. I actually, hold on.
1 second, Armand and Mark, if you guys are interested.
It was at a very famous bar. So here, let me.
Yeah, I can't remember if it was a bar or a hotel. I remember you mentioning it.
In fact,
so
Eric, let's call on my buddy.
Oh,
let me ask my buddy.
Your
hey,
buddy,
I'm going to be in New York City. Can you tell me an exact location where I can get a Tommy's Margarita? Maybe not. We'll see.
It's working.
He's searching. He's still searching.
You can get a Tommy's Margarita at T-Bar in New York City. The address is 116 East 60th Street, New York, NY, 10022, and the drink is featured on their cocktail menu for $22.
There you go. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
What was it called again?
I already shut her down. I said goodnight to him.
Yeah, the T-Bar. I mean, I have the menu right here. It's called Tributes Bar.
Rewind the video. Nice. Nicely played.
Oh, that was awesome. Yeah. That was great. I go, what was the name of the bar?
So where all you guys in the East Coast, all you got to do is head over to New York.
Eric, it's the lobby bar at Hotel Chelsea. Very famous hotel that was opened up early, just reopened up in 2022. The Chelsea is known for many notable residents, including Mark Twain, Bob Dylan, Eddie Sedgwick, Janis Joplin used to hang out there. Very big. Wow. And they only serve 3 drinks. The Duke's Martini, Arnold's French, and then Tommy Margarita. And when I'm looking at it, it says Tommy Margarita, the ingredients, and it has Julio, Tommy's Bar, San Francisco, the world famous Tommy Margarita.
So if you go to the Chelsea Hotel, whatever the bar is in the Chelsea Hotel is where you'll be able to find it.
And she used to hang out at that bar?
Yeah.
There you go.
Did anybody buy her a car when she was hanging out there, Eric or Lou?
I'm not sure.
Well, every time she'd go and get hammered there, she'd start yelling, "Oh, Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes-Benz?"
Mercedes-Benz. Very good.
There you go. Aaron, he said they should serve it at Finnerty's. That makes sense, doesn't it? Right? That's where, the Giants all hang out.
Yeah, the big Giants hang out.
Yeah. All right, let's get the heck out of here, guys. It was a fun show. It's Friday night. There's the last one before over the weekend, and then we'll be back here Monday night, 8 o'clock. Mm-hmm. Do it all over again. Hey, maybe the Giants wind up signing a closer. We'll see.
A week away from the preseason, though. That's what I'm looking forward to.
I know, man.
Count it down.
I know. Exactly. I mean, it'll be here before. And hey, the WBC, it's going to be kicking off here real soon. So that's going to be fun to watch.
Tomorrow, everybody have a safe Valentine's, being the 14th. But then the clock ticks 1 month away.
Clock's ticking right
Giants
now.
Sports Talk Live at Tommy's.
That's right. Exactly. Don't forget 1 month. 1 month from tomorrow. Make sure you join us if you can at Tommy's Mexican Restaurant over there on Geary Street, 24th and Geary in San Francisco. It's going to be fun. Great times just hanging out.
Giants Sports Talk Live at gmail.com. If Mark is still in the audience, Mark, that's our email address. Mark, send me an email. I want to get in touch with you. I've got my first 4 or 5 guests lined up for the new show, Eric.
Oh, yeah.
I think I've got did you see the new pictures Mark sent us in the email? His unopened packs and his display.
Yeah.
He's got them framed. Oh, my God. This guy goes all out. I don't know why I bothered collecting it all. But anyway, I think Mark would be a great addition to the show. There it is.
Yes.
It's in the cards. We're going to talk about the Giants and collecting all in the same vein. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. Mark will be perfect guest. Mark, if you'd like to come on, he wants an excuse to bring his son on. There you go. I want to see.
There you go. Absolutely.
Maybe his son has some cards in the hopper. He can make a trade with me on the show.
There you go. Hey, Dom says, Glenn, he's going to email back. He's going to email back, and then you guys can figure out what you guys got to figure out. There you go. Right on, man.
Right on.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
I'll trade you Cyway Young.
Cyway Young.
We got to get rid of him, Eric. We got to get rid of him. That one's up for trade. I got to trade that one. I'll see you guys Monday.
Yep. See you guys Monday. Again, it's going to be a nice President's Day holiday show. So there we go. Should be fun.
Have a good weekend, guys.
Anyways, guys, have a fantastic weekend. Be good. And we'll see you guys Monday night, 8:00. Woo!
You've been watching Giant Sports Talk Live with Eric and Glenn, a Northern Lights Entertainment Broadcasting production.